Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to configure layer 3 switches. Um, Basically, I wanted to show this to y'all is it's better using layer 3 switches, especially in the production environment where you have one router and you want to keep the cost down because you don't want to buy another router. Then you can use a layer 3 switch and get away with this by and on router, as you might have seen before in my previous labs, you had to create on a physical interface, you have to create sub interfaces. You can create as much as you want, but there will be a bottleneck because it's a fast internet port, so you need to take into consideration about that as well. Obviously you can add a switch module onto the router, but that's expensive as well. So what layer 3 switch does is reduce the job of the router by handling the VLANs, and you can also uh, um, implement access lists on this. You can uh, set to do routing like RIP, EIGRP, OSPF. So basically the layer 3 switch doesn't come cheap as well, but nowadays it's cheaper than the routers. So okay, so what you have to do here is you don't have to create um, sub interfaces on this on the layer 3 switch which you want to create VLANs and stuff like that. All you have to do is create virtual LANs, whatever you want to create, and then share it using VDP by creating this as a server and the remaining as a clients, stuff like that. um, it's basically like divide and conquer actually, just kidding. So what you have to do is what done is I've made this as a server, and I mean by saying that is I've uh, given this switch as a priority of 0, and this switches with a priority of 4096, and these switches access switches with a priority of 8192. Why? Because obviously you want to keep this as a primary switch, and if something happens to this you can switch back to your secondary switches, whichever this might be. So it's nice to have a backup plan if something goes wrong. Obviously you want to have that because otherwise the company will be in huge trouble if clients can't access the network and stuff like that. So let's get started actually. uh, I just want to show you I've not configured anything apart from the trunking and a basic configuration on the switches. This is the VDY configuration. I've not used telnet. uh, I'm getting this message because I've not configured these to be trunking ports. That's why I'm getting these error messages, so you can ignore that message. I'm using will okay, show VLAN. If I do show VLAN, I've created 4 VLANs, 10 for student, 20 faculty, 30 management, and 99 for administration purpose. So these are my uh, trunking ports. Basic configuration, nothing special about it. And as I've told you, the distribution layer switches are having priority of 4096, just in case if the primary goes down this one takes over. And the FTP configuration, oh yeah, nothing special about this. And the secret use enabled password, which is class, and this is for the SSH. That's about it. Do Cisco plus I do show run as I've showed you before as well. And one more thing you might have seen in the layer 3 switch, in layer 3 switch you can't put IP default gateway, you have to put IP default network, and which is the network you are going to put is the network which is the management which I have introduced into the trunking port as a native VLAN. So this is the command you have to put in layer 2 switch, and in layer 3 switch IP default network and the network, right? 192.168.99.0. These are the trunking ports I've configured on this switch, and these are the access port switch configuration. Not much of a big deal. So as you have seen, I don't want to go to each and every switch and show you. The thing is, the configuration is same on each and every switch. So all we need to do is get started over here. Cisco enable plus. So what I'll do is, let's get started with this switch gigabit 0/1 and 0/2. So conf interface range gigabit 0/1 to 2, switch port trunk encapsulation .1q, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk native VLAN 99, and no shut. Now that you can see the ports consistency have been restored, and exit out of from there. Now we'll create VLANs. VLAN 10, name students. VLAN 20, name faculty, and VLAN 30, management, and VLAN 99, name admin. Okay, exit. Now we need to create the virtual interfaces. VLANs. VLAN 99 will give a default gateway IP address. IP address 192.168.99.1 /24 mask. Shut. Don't have to give no shut. I'm giving just for the to make sure that the interfaces are up. And likewise, you need to create the sub interfaces for VLAN 10, 20, and 30. So okay, and exit. And one more thing I forget to do is, because there's a dedicated DHCP server over there which is having a helper address which is 192.168.99. Let's see what's the IP address. 254. Okay, 254, and exit. And likewise you need to create it for okay, 20, exit. So I've created this VLAN in the background like 30, like similar to this, and 20 and 10. Nothing, there's no additional configuration to that. So now we need to give I've told you before that there's no IP default gateway over here in layer 3 switches. This is IP default network instead of gateway. 92.168.99.0. So this is what it looks like. If I say show run, VLAN 10, 20, 30, 99.1. Okay, so now what we need to do is configure that interface, like these two interfaces, which are 24 and 23, I guess 23 and 21 and 23. Okay. um, okay, so we need to configure this access ports, which are for management VLAN or the administrative VLAN, which and 99 VLAN. This PC, these two router servers. So interface range fast ethernet 0/21 to 23. Guess I'm right. This is 24. Okay, then all I need to type in switch port mode access and switch port access VLAN 99, no shut, exit, do right. Okay, that's done. Now we need to configure this port, which is fast ethernet 24 interface 50/24. So here we need to type in no switch port, because otherwise it won't allow us to set an IP address to this interface. So then that's what the interesting part about the layer 3 switches, where it allows you to set the IP addresses for each interfaces by giving this command no switch port IP address 192.168.1.2, and 1.1 will be the default gateway of the router, and 255.252/32 mask, no shut, exit. And one more thing we need to configure is, say, the static routes, IP route. We have and before that we also have to, I'll show you all before enabling or configuring this router, that we can do all the routing inside this network without the help of the router. So all we need to type here is IP routing. That's what I told you, the layer 3 switch can do routing. And if we try and go on this PC and say desktop static, and if I say DHCP, it's able to get the IP addresses from the route server, DHCP server. So what else can I do is, if the routing is working, I should be able to ping the different IP addresses. Like say I'm on 10 network, I should be able to ping 30.21, let's say. Yeah, so I'm able to ping the 30 network. So I'm able to ping the 30 network. That means the routing is working. As I mentioned you before, you don't have this router configured, and all the routing is configured by this switch. So that proves you that the switch can do the routing. Layer 3, I mean layer 3, not the layer 2 switch, can do the routing of the router. So now that I've shown you all how to do the configuration of the layer 3 switch. Let us go ahead and configure a router. CLASS conf interface fast ethernet 0/0 IP address 192.168 dot what was the okay 1.1 2 and no shut exit. So right now what we need to do is, okay, if we want to ping from this PC to the router, it's not going to happen because these routes are not introduced to this router, and the router doesn't know about this 10, 20 and 30 network. Let me show you. So I guess I got a ping from those that router. Why? Because I already had the routes configured to those 10, 20, 30 and 99 networks, so that's why it gave me a ping. Sorry about that. That if I remove the routes, so these are the routes configured onto the this router, and that's why it gave me the ping. So if I remove the route, then it will not be able to ping the router, or the router will not be able to ping these PCs. It's just straightforward. Now that you have seen the routes configured on this router, these are the exact routes I wanted to configure, but as I forgot to remove them. But this is the routes you need to configure on this router depending on your IP addresses which you're using. For me, I'm using like 10, 20, 30 and 99, so I've introduced these routes to the router, and here all I have to do is, I guess I've already configured the default route over here as well. All you need to type in IP route specific 0.0.0.0 doesn't matter what network. This means doesn't matter what network it is. Forward these routes to, if the, these routes are not there, if let's say suppose this PC wants to ping google.com is not there over here, then it will send these routes to this router, and this router will not be having this, so this will send to its ISP. So that's what this command means. So if we configure default route over here as well, but in this case we are not using a ISP at the moment, but if we had to have a ISP over here, then we had to introduce that as well, or that a specific IP address as well will would work. So you can specify the interface which is directly connected over here, FA0/24, or you can use the IP address of the router. Use FA0/24. That's it. If I say show run 24 IP route. Okay, this is the, so if I could ping 192.168.99.254, I'm able to ping that. If I say www.cisco.com, I'm able to do that as well. If I want to FTP 92.168.99.253, yeah, password is Cisco, sorry, username is Cisco, and password is Cisco as well. Okay, sorry. Okay, great. Okay, so as you can see how you can configure layer 3 switch with VLANs and configure the IP routing on this different routing protocols. So it, it's a good to have a layer 3 switch in the an organization which can reduce the burden of the router. So that's about it actually. Anyway, I just hope you all understood what I was trying to say, how to configure the layer 3 switches and the router as well using the VLANs and stuff. So thanks for watching, and if you have any problem please let me know.